Hi, my name is WinSlaya and welcome to my video on Breachway, a new sci-fi deck building game coming out on March 22nd. Before we get into the gameplay, I did want to say a few quick things, like how I'm very thankful that the developers Hooded Horse sent me a press key back in January. I've just been very busy covering other things like Age of Wonders 4's new content pack, Primal Fury, which has done a lot of dev diaries and streams. I've been covering that a lot basically for the past month on my channel. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. My time with Breachway, it did remind me a lot of FTL and Slay the Spire, which I think I've seen some other content creators saying. I agree with that, but I think this game is better than FTL. I played FTL maybe a month or two ago, maybe 3 or 4 actually, now I think about it, and I really didn't enjoy my time with it. I just found myself kind of dying a lot because there was random things happening to me, whereas I think Breachway has a really fun map system, which allows you to kind of, make your own decisions. And yeah, there are a lot of consequences, but you're kind of responsible for the actions that have the consequences. This build, I believe, has a additional ship, more equipment, more cards, an additional faction relationship, and I think it also has something about like a hacking mechanic that wasn't available in the Next Fest build. And yeah, I think we're going to basically just take a look at some gameplay I took from my third playthrough with this demo. The first one I did was with a different ship than the Lancer, and then the second one I didn't record because I was still trying to just learn the mechanics, and it went really well. Actually kind of beat that one kind of effortlessly. But without getting into any spoilers for this third playthrough, I will say that it got very close, and I really liked how the final turn with the boss battle actually went. I thought it was really interesting how things went down. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So unfortunately, I forgot to start recording right at the beginning of my playthrough. This is right after I started the first combat. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm seeing that I have some conservation and that I want to try and attack this turn because generally it's pretty good to get an attack off. And I'm considering if I want to get a shield now or if I want to just shoot, and I decided to get a little bit of shields. I think mostly to demonstrate that when they don't attack and you have shields, something like my 6 shields there, it drops down to 3 after a turn, so you can use it to kind of like stack up shields, but generally you want to do it right before an attack. They're going to do 4 damage on their attack, but I can do exactly enough to disable that ship weapon, the equipment there, I think is what they call it. And that's part of what I really like about this guy, the Lancer. One of the things I think a lot of people are kind of missing in the other videos I've seen covering this game is how important it is to make sure you have enough power going to the right systems. This one relies a lot on being able to shoot relatively often, so you have to put a bit into the red pip, which I think is like a right click or left click, but right now I'm getting like 4 points of that every turn. I'm saying that he's gonna shoot me next turn, so I want to get myself a little bit more shields and then just start shooting him again because like may as well try and get rid of him before shields come online, and then he's dead, didn't do any damage. So yeah, generally you can see what I have. I've lasers, shields, and the resource booster, which is quite good. I'm not sure if Ordnance Surge is amazing, but I'm pretty sure I took that because I wanted to be able to shoot a lot with my lasers, and Paired Pulse is okay, but it's pretty expensive. It's a 4/1 card. But yeah, this is the map. As you can see, I'm considering my options. I don't quite have enough scrap to upgrade. I'm at 97. I think you can get something for 100 and something for 125, but it might be better to save up for the 125. Right, so I'm considering if I want to use one of the best features of the Lancer, because it gives you more energy. One of the leaders can give you more energy for command points. That's what I was checking in the bottom right at the beginning of combat. and I saw that I got a turn before he actually hits me. I'm gonna hold on to this card, and I should have really changed my energy generation, because right now I don't have enough to use 2 attacks. If I had to, I'd be able to attack right here. So like, I'd be able to attack twice right here, and I guess, you know, I can always just shield right now and hold on to my attack cards. But I think what I decided to do was say I'll probably get another attack card. He's not going to do anything to my hull, any damage to my hull. My shield's just blocked all of that. If I'm overheated, they do more damage, so I don't want to be overheated. I think I have the ability to hold like 3 thermal, and they can hold 4, so, you know, there's a little bit of I think heat, but I don't think it's overheated. So they are going to get some shields, and I guess I'll get my my shields online too, because you never know when you're going to get a lot more energy. Alright, yeah, I couldn't actually hit the weapon there, could I? Because they had shields up. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see the screen on my setup. I have a bit of glare. Alright, so now the weapon's offline, that's great. Shields will be activating in a turn, so as long as I get an attack, they are probably a goner. Yeah, because I can do 2 attacks here, I have enough energy for that. But as the fights get harder, I'm going to need more capacity to make the ordnance energy, and I'm going to need more overall energy production, because you can't just get all guns and nothing else. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best choice, but it, you know, it's a pretty good card. It's interesting. You can do a lot of damage to something with the one of the other command point interactions. So the goal is to get to the top right hand corner from this bottom left hand corner, and this guy's basically saying you need to try and take on some of these elite fights. I'll give you something after you take on 2 of them. And the beam laser, I like it. It's quite good. I think it allows you to set things on fire more often. Yeah, there's an elite combat. One of those red pips was, well, there's 2 red pips that you can see that are elite combats. A blue one in the top left, kind of like near the top really, and there is a yellow elite combat in the bottom right. And I chose this one because I was like, these guys like me, right? Apparently not. I think I got in combat with them somehow too, and they do a bit of damage. Ion does something different. They delay actions. Bullets hurt. Something else. Yeah. Then it ionizes things. Got it. So you don't want to let the ions get through your shields, I think. Which means I'm in a rough spot because I can't block a lot of stuff with a lot of the cards I currently have, and I like to use the attacks if I'm gonna be in a situation here. May as well get the shields up, yeah, because they are going to be hitting me this turn with that light barrage. I'll take some heat, try and do some work. I think that puts 2 of the thermal things on them, and if they keep using actions, they can do damage over time basically. Hope the audio in the background's not too loud. I didn't think about checking that before recording, but I only have so much time in the day. So many attacks. Only 5 ordnance to act with though. Yeah, I think I need to knock down the light barrage, because otherwise they'll knock systems out. I've already used my get 2 action things recently. Well, I guess I forgot that's an option. I can make myself do more damage with that. I mentioned this not that long ago. If I want to do more damage, I can take that out right here. Block that with that, and just do a little bit of damage here on the next turn. Because what are they going to do? They have to reload, and they're taking, looks like damage over time from one of my earlier actions. Yeah, this is interesting because you can do damage over time from the thermal effect and from one of the cards that I played earlier. I think it has like, yeah, that thing right there. There's a little symbol I think above my cards. No, not relentless. No, thank you. Yeah, this is the one that I just used. Something like drilling beam, but this one's better because it increases damage by 3 each turn. It's quite powerful, but it's also very expensive. Yeah, I think I remember what I picked here. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Been like, I think over a week since I recorded this, and yet I'm pretty sure I remember like everything I did. Get my 2 elite combats if I just go straight down this path, and I think I can use like fuel to go off the path. There's like these, it looks like rivers essentially that you have to travel down, but you can go left or right off of them, the path, depending on how much I think fuel you have. I think this one was, in this demo I had 4 fuel or something like that. Looks like since I have 3 attacks, I'm just going for it. I'm gonna use all 3 of them and say no shields, because why not? You can do enough damage to take out one of those systems, and then it will be offline for a few turns. That's not gonna be enough to actually do it because I can't use a precision strike here, can I? Yeah, it kind of spreads it across randomly. I think I realized that a little bit too late, but I have enough good cards that this works out in the end. Get messages while I'm recording. Only slightly distracted, but the good thing is we're in combat, and combat's interesting. People like combat, right? Alright. Hopefully I don't have too many of those messages come up over the next, what, 30 minutes? Life these days. No, go away. How do I make this disappear? Just click, right? There we go. So where were we? Combat. Looks like it's pretty close to over. They got an attack. Consequence of my own actions, I think. I probably got really lucky with my cards on my second playthrough because I don't think that you're supposed to be able to beat the final boss very easily. They've got a lot going for them. But the consideration here is how do I kill them without taking too much damage, and well, I can't do it this turn. I think I just gotta do as much damage as I can, get the points I need to use both of those attacks, and I think he's dead after that. Yeah, they ionize something that is kind of important, but I have enough points to use the 6 point and a 4 point, so just use the 6 point, don't forget. Yes. Sometimes I worry, am I gonna make a mistake? Now that doesn't do me any good because I don't have any rail guns, so I think what I do is I hold on to this and I sell it. I'm not sure if there's another interaction you can do there at that point, because it had a number like 120 next to it. I think that's just general value. But when you sell it to the shops, I'm not sure, but I think it was a little bit less. Yeah. Do you think the final boss was able to dissipate 2 heat every turn instead of 1, unlike my guy and most enemies? That I think actually all the other enemies in the game. At this point I have 200 scrap saved up, and I'm going to get myself more reactor power because that means I can more easily get access to the like green energy type and the blue energy type when I need it, as well as just keep as much in the ordnance as possible, because every once in a while you can run out of the other resources too, even if you're not really using them for a lot. A lot of the good attacks use the green ordinances, or at least for this build, the Lancer. At this point, I'm considering: do I go to an ally? Yes, they just give me free credits. That's not terrible. I've used 2 of my fuel sources at this point. And this is pretty bad. Disadvantage until you reach a space station means that a lot of these conflicts will be very difficult, and I think I have to take an elite combat at disadvantage, which means that you start off with less actions. And I remember thinking at this point, I can't win this I can't win against the boss if this is gonna happen to me. I could ignore, or I can get scrap. I think if you're going to continue with the playthrough like this, you're going to have to take risks for the upgrades. So let's see. Right, actually I must have, when I wasn't looking, I think I bought the other upgrade as well, so I can get more energy and I can get more ability to shoot. Get this and that because I spent the action on getting more energy, the command action I believe it's called. As you can see, they're at 4 out of 2, which means I think at the end of their turn here, or was it the beginning of their turn? Yeah, I think they took the 2 damage at the beginning, and now they'll take 1. They have 4 shields up, so whatever I shoot at, it's gonna be protected for a little bit, but I still can do a bit of damage with the heavy pulse. I just need to sustain a little bit of heat. And this is definitely a situation where you ask yourself, is this worth the command points? I'm going to be in an elite fight, I think, on the next node on the map, so maybe not. Do I remember to target the star flare here? I think this is a star flare. Right, no, I forgot, and now I'm probably panicking, so I'm using this. Or maybe I was like, I need to take out the covering fire because it just hits me every turn. I don't know. Star flare I definitely could have taken care of, but it's not a problem this turn. That becomes a problem next turn. Now the missile takes 1 turn to get to me, and it will do 6 damage when it gets there. The generator's on cooldown, so sure they have 4 shields, but I should be able to punch through some of that, right? I only have to block that missile for 6 damage. And right now I have shields for 3, so is it worth spending the 3 blue actions I have on the shields. Oh right, this should allow me to get the green actions back when I attack here. The problem is I can't get 2 attacks, so yeah. I think I may have wasted that card. Whatever. Their shields just also did the thing where if they have them up, then they don't do anything great. Yeah, I think that green card could have been pretty useful right now. Mistakes, they happen in these types of games, don't they? Imagine if I just had what do you call him? Am I gonna have enough points to get through him on this next turn? I'm out of the greens. Yeah, that card definitely could have been used more wisely. Now what I need to do here is just do, I think, 12 points of damage, right? And can I do that? Right, I don't have the command points to actually knock, doing a good attack here. So I'm going to take both the missile and the covering fire, I think. That's just inevitable. They got the shield, so they can't keep shielding themselves at the very least. That will end the fight sooner, right? Ow. Yeah, they see that's the damage over time that I was talking about earlier. It's pretty effective. So I have enough to kill him here with the precision shot and one other attack. Yeah, there you go. Took some damage, but you know, I got a card. I think I know what I take here. It's not that. It's cutting beam, it has to be. That one just, I think, is the best one. Barricade might be a decent choice, but I like going on the offense. Yeah, I see these are my options for removing the disadvantage I have in combat, and I'm thinking to myself, can I even survive elite combat here? I like how it shows you the enemy, it's pretty fun. Alright, so I can get green actions for attacking right now, and I'm gonna use this because this is an elite combat, and I need to get some damage on this guy. Yeah, phase is different, isn't it? And shredding will hurt if I'm not able to take it out too quickly. Yeah, so I think I prioritize the shredding first because I don't want that hitting my hull a bunch. That could be really bad. Yeah, most of my cards use green, so getting rid of the blue is not a bad call here. So that was, I think, a really good roll on their shredding. Or no, it's a 5. 5's not, it's medium. I'm just complaining. Alright, can I do anything useful with my cards? I can try and knock out that flak barrage right now. And in order to use the armament and a shield, probably want to get more energy for more barriers in the future. That's why I think I switched that to blue. The armament's not terrible here. I'm thinking that shield's coming in. I need to block that. I need to take this out. And now, are they doing any damage? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think that was better than using the armament. Oh boy, a volley. I think I remember volley. Yeah, you need to be aware when you see the volley. So given I have 6 energy, 6 of the red energy is the ordnance energy, I think is what it's called. I can do 2 attacks here. I do like the pulse when you have a lot of actions, so that may be worth holding on to, whereas this is just going to get me a lot of value over time, so I'm pretty sure cutting beam's the right move here. Do I make the, yeah, that's good. Now I have 2 things that just do damage over time, and that will take out the enemy eventually. They don't have shields. Am I going to take less damage from the elite combat than the last combat? I think that might be the case. Yep. Yeah, I need more ordinances. Well, actually, no, I don't. I need more of the green card more than anything else. Right now, I can't take out the volley, but if I had enough of the green points. Well, actually, I don't have enough green or red to do those 2 attacks, but with the ordnance, I could have. They hit me with a volley, go and reload, and then get blown up or something, right? That sounds about right. Yeah. Now, I have to kill this guy. And I think the best way to do that is to get more energy from my oh, that's not enough, is it? I'm gonna take the damage from the volley. I think I remember making this calculation in my head saying, okay, maybe I barrier and I just accept that I'm gonna take some of this damage and I need to do 1 attack. But regardless, I definitely have to use one of my points. I don't think the 4 shields there is worth it. I think you have to take the energy overall. Like, yeah, I can do 2 attacks, but is that really the right way to do this? Yeah, he's reloading. Yeah, I guess whatever. I just say let's do some damage and he'll die. Oh, that's a lot of damage. How is it that I have more than like 10 more minutes of this this playthrough? Alright, it's because there's a space station and I can sell everything and repair. That's how I survive. And auto shield's fine, I guess. I think on my second playthrough at this point I had another weapon or something that I picked up from an elite combat. Or no, you get that after the second elite combat, which is right here. Never mind, that's the credits. It's been a minute. Now I have 316 scrap. I can definitely repair up. It's yes, get rid of that malfunction. We have to get rid of that. It's been really, really difficult to deal with. Game morale for the next few nodes is good. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I think it might mean you get more energy at the beginning of a fight. Now, this is important. We have to sell these. sell this. And we just have to press the repair all button. Like, it's too important. I believe some combats give you like +4 hull just at the end of the fight. But we can't really rely on that. Now that's something I want. I think I can afford that, and it goes on my resource booster. I don't think a lot of these other things actually were compatible with my layout, are they? Being slow on scrap means I can't really afford any of these things unless I were to try and sell something. It's just like that. I don't think I'm going to do that. Just need to hope for the best at this point. The resource booster is an exceptional boost. Hey, combat. Yeah, see, starting out with this much, this many resources means I can just play cards for a while. Getting that heavy pulse feels like a good decision now. I can play, what, 9 plus 5 is 14. I think if I use my Ordnance Surge, I just use all my attacks right here. Wait, wouldn't I? Yep, that seems like a good card to play right now. 2 other pulse cards that I can see. I don't think, yeah, that doesn't count as a pulse, but these guys do. And I think I was like, this might do damage to that weapon, right? I want to use my pulse to kill the opening shot, right? No, I have to kill that. Opening shot can hit me. I don't want the flak damage, can be pretty high. Yeah, I didn't have a way to block it, but this guy's not going to last long at this point. That's not a great time to get that card, is it? Because you can give me some shields. Don't have that much of the green energy. I think I could probably afford an armament. Most things I don't have any. Wait, I don't have any things in my deck, so maybe that was a waste. How long does that last? Does that have an upkeep? I think it might. Yeah, it's an interesting one to play early. I think that's 12 damage right there. Oh, that went much better. Not my favorite. That one can be pretty good, actually. Getting lots of shields can be pretty good, and I have the resources to spend on bigger cards now. And do 1 deviation. That escape pod probably could have been pretty interesting, actually. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I just went right for it and then said maybe I want to go another jump afterwards. But I think escape pods mean an extra ruler, which can mean more command points, which can be very good. Yeah, I think that may have been another mistake I made on this playthrough. Part of me feels like I should have discarded Armament too, because it's just not a useful card for me. Do have 12 shields, so that's nice. Should be perfect because they have 2 attacks that can hit me right now. It looks like for 12 damage. Yeah. They have to reload, which is good. They don't have a lot of ability to attack right now. Hopefully I recognize I need to go after that fortify if I can. That would mean no heavy pulse, but it'd mean 2 laser pulses. 12 damage. You know, a heavy pulse. Something else is also 12 damage. And it costs a little bit less. 2 cards versus 3 cards. That probably would have been the right move, but I don't remember. Actually, wait, no, because the Callous Pulse makes the laser pulses stronger. It would be more damage that way, wouldn't it? They go from, I think, 4 to 5 damage, so it's like 10 damage on top of 14. So it's just one shy of getting the fortify. And I think I have a plan to try and do, yeah, this makes sense. This is now a Callous Pulse followed by a Heavy Pulse and a Laser Pulse. Seems generally pretty efficient, but that should allow me to knock down the fortify. I just want to do it so I have enough points to knock out other systems soon. Ion is pretty important here. We hit this, and then this should be just barely not enough. Whoops. Yeah, I should have gone all in on shields. It's okay though, these guys are not going to survive much longer. I think I can hit them pretty hard with things like this beam sweep and the precision strike. I'll do the beam sweep first. I think that's what you want. I don't think the laser pulse first helps you very much at all. Well, actually, laser pulse on the fortify would be exactly 4 points. That would be a pretty good call. Whoops. And at this point I'm taking 6 more points of damage. No. Or it's ionized, actually, isn't it? It's different. But there you go. I didn't actually take damage. I forgot how ion worked. Ionized is not terrible if you've got damage over time on them. Do I even take this card? Oh, I think I did. Is there a way to say I don't want that card? And now we have one more station before the boss. Could have repaired there actually. I think I had enough fuel to do that. I don't know why I didn't. But I had a little bit more cash to spend on other things. But I think you gotta repair. You just have to. Oh, these things are tempting. I just don't think buying those big systems is going to be a very big payoff. Yeah, you gotta sell that. We're not using rail guns. reactor power is probably, yeah, one of the better things I could spend my money on. 120. I don't think, well, the radiating panel may have been actually worth it. It was 120. I could have afforded that. There's a chance I just may need more of the green energy at one point. We have the morale. We have extra resources. And I get the Marauder ship. It's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. The showdown. Already getting attacked by flak damage right away, so probably, yeah, worth getting that. It might block the damage. I remember thinking I probably want to take out those shields, or else it just draws out the fight to a point where my resource advantage at the beginning here is not significant enough. And my heat cards aren't going to be very useful here. Unlike my first playthrough where I was able to stack, I think, like 18 heat on him in one turn. And then he just was like, okay, I'll take 18 damage one turn, and 16 damage the next, and 14 damage the turn after that, and it was over. I remember thinking pretty soon after this, well, he's still at 4 out of 6 heat. That's not a lot of heat. Was that the right call? That's like all of my ordinances. Yeah, they actually got some shredding in there, didn't they? It's not good. That's a good one to use now, given that this guy does a lot of damage soon. Got 2 incoming flak shots. I think you have to do that one and probably armaments. Just hope that you get some attack cards soon. Interesting. I decided to try and block it this way. I think Rampart would have made a lot of sense there. Yeah, more cards need green and blue. It's a calculated risk. Wow, the first one got through, so now I've already taken 9 points of hull damage, and I think I have a bit of shredding on me. Okay, cool. This is gonna be good. I'll get some good energy back on this attack. I think I'm considering boosting my attack to try and knock a system out, because like this is not going ideal, and I kind of love getting more resources, but if I'm not able to knock out a system soon, I think I'm a goner. What's best to do 12 damage to? Is it the Star Flare or the improvised flak? I mean, actually, I could go after the titanium shells if. Why did you do it that way? Wait, why did I do it that way? I'm really confused. Huh. I guess because I needed to take out something that's increasing the flak damage over time, and I was like, I can take this out with another attack, hopefully. Interesting. Yeah, and then Ordnance Surge would not be bad at this point either. because like what else are you gonna do? Wait for that card to get drawn? No, you should have ordnance searched. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Callous Pulse is not amazing right now. Yeah, damage over time is pretty good. The fact that their shields are down means I can get some damage in here. Just need to use my opportunities wisely. Yeah, looking back on it, taking out a system with that heavy pulse could have been good, but I do need to get more resources. I think this is the most valuable use of those command points. Get 2 more of those versus 1 of the thing that does 12 damage. Oh man, those shields are coming up online soon, aren't they? It's a problem. Yep. Just gotta put on some shields. That's gonna just block the missile and then everything else hits me. More shredding damage. I'm already down to 14. But hey, you know, I am doing 6 shots on him every turn. That's taking out some of those shields. I mean, that's pretty good actually, because I'm gonna use some resources here. No. Relentless, I don't think I can afford you. I think I need to go for a heavy pulse on something useful. Or I guess a laser pulse on the improvised flak is okay. Well, I guess I could do it that way too. Just shield up a little bit. I guess I'll block the concussive shells, or part of the concussive shells. And then they'll take some more damage too. Oh right, because I had to shoot through the shields as well. That's why I did it that way. I had, you know, smart. No, I was paying attention more back then than I am now. Two attacks is okay. Taking a bit of damage from the guy there. This one thing I could have done here is put up some shields from that commander. I think I was hoping at this point I'd have enough time to get the resource guy up again. I mean, the cooldown seems pretty balanced. I like it, because this is like a nail biter. Ouch. Oh, look at that. I have all attacks. and if I don't kill him, I think he kills me. And I can't get resources, so I have to use the fact that I only have 3 of the greens to kill this guy. Can I do it? That's 14 damage. I have 6 here. Which means I need to do 8 elsewhere, right? Uh-oh. This is looking like it's gonna happen with a beam pulse and a heavy pulse. I can't, or beam sweep and a heavy pulse. I don't have the energy for that. But look, I'm brilliant. I have this. That's gonna be 4. And that's gonna be 10. It's just barely enough. It's literally just barely enough not to die. It's like the closest I think a victory has ever been. One of the closest victories I've ever had, at least on the channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me.